Welcome to the Goblin Beat, Goblins gaming podcast. That was you guys get to hear Craig that time. Normally he's pretty good about saying now recording before we actually start recording, but he's a little bit slow on that one, so that's okay. I heard it was Craig's birthday. May have got himself a little bit of special whiskey, so he might be just a little bit off tonight. That's all right. I'm Matt. Welcome to the Goblin Beat. We are going to be playing a Savage Worlds science fiction one-shot adventure tonight. Don't worry, one shot doesn't mean that it necessarily takes one session. If you guys listen to us, you know that things that take one session probably take us about three. Um, we like to call it being thorough. So there you go. Yeah, I'm Matt. Let's do things a little bit differently tonight. Let's let Danny maybe intro the concept of what we're doing here tonight a little bit, the setting, and then we can talk about who we are and what characters we've decided to perhaps doom tonight.
All right. Yeah, so this is a sci-fi setting. I've somewhat made it up whole cloth. Um, some of these things are probably stolen from other properties that I just, subconsciously pulled in. So the year is, I don't know, sometime in the future, 22 something maybe. Humans have not figured out faster than light travel. They have figured out near light speed travel, and they figured out a thing that they call quantum gates. So the way humanity's expanding across the galaxy is that they'll send out a seed ship to go out to a new star system, build one of these gates, and then let colonizers come in and colonize that solar system once they arrive. And such is the case with the Roshan system, where we're going to be playing. The Roshan system uh, is unique in that it has an asteroid belt that's actually 25 degrees off the angle of the rest of the solar system's plane, which is interesting. It has three inhabited uh, entities. It has Roshan, Roshan 2, which is the second planet from the sun. It's colloquially referred to as Lagos. There is Voran 1, which is the only moon of the third planet from Roshan. And there is Roshan 5, colloquially known as Garok, which is the fifth planet. So those are the three inhabited uh, planets slash moons in the system. The system is uh, part of the Coalition of Human Systems, also known as the Coalition, which is just like the background um, governing body for most human settled solar systems. As such, it is protected by the Galactic Exploration Force. All of our PCs, except two, uh, are retired members of the GEF. One of those isn't being played by anyone. Bogus is a thumb, and and one of them is being played by Ben, which is a robot. Our our players are intrepid members of the Baird's Crypt crew. The captain is, I don't think anybody chose to play her, is Anka Baird. The ship was built by her father, Colonel Baird, and left to her upon his death, along with all of its systems, including Talus, a robot who helps to keep the ship running, which is being played by Ben. Um, so your crew, as mostly citizens of Roshan and as retired military members, have a lot of rights of travel. You're allowed to gate travel, um, which is dangerous work. But we're not going to get into that unless you guys do a gate travel, which you probably won't in this session. And let's see. And you make your living by taking on basically doing odd jobs for people, mostly for the Viridian Ore Logistics Corporation. which is peopled by a lot of former Federation, former Galactic Exploration Force (GEF) members. So you basically uh, escort supply ships out, deal with members of the like pirates and such, that mess with those ships as you're taking them out to one of the outer planets, whether it's Vora or Garok. All right. With that said, do you guys have any questions, setting questions, or just general questions before we talk about the characters?
I think so.
Matt, it looks like you're talking, but you're muted.
Yeah, I was doing both those things. So Roshan 3, which is the moon, you said it was colloquially known as.
Yep, hold on. I've got let me link this in Discord.
I wrote all that down.
I have where's it at?
See. On the envelope for a medical bill.
You guys should be able to hit that link. I've got all this background information on a Trello board.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I was trying to get my Evernote to open up. It was being slow tonight.
I believe this
Oh,
is
look
open.
at that.
Are you all able to see that?
We are.
Okay. So, and it also has background information on all the characters and such that you can play.
Look at that.
Yeah. If
All
one of your
right.
questions is, why did I come up with so much background information for a one shot? I don't know. I just got started and realized at some point that I had gone too far, probably.
Well, one shot can always turn out to be something else.
That's true. All right. Yeah, I even explain how space travel works and how the gates work in there. If you guys are really interested, you can read it.
Yeah, my guy, he has that skill. So.
All right. So with that in mind, maybe we should. I created 6 pre-gens for this. We have 4 players, so 2 of those aren't getting played. One, I believe, is Anka. She's the captain. The other is Jagson. He's like the assassin guy, stealth, getting info. So they'll basically be sitting back on the ship for the most part when you leave, and they'll be there for if and when you get one of your other characters killed.
Right.
Who needs the captain and the assassin? Useless.
Useless completely. That's right.
Sit on the ship, Captain Mal.
So let's introduce the characters. Let's just do it from left to right the way they are on the Roll20 board here, if you guys want.
Oh, somebody's playing a girl. Who's playing Bailey?
I am.
I knew it was going to be John.
What?
So
what are you saying?
I'm saying that you're the only one good enough at role playing to role play another gender.
Okay, I'm not sure if that's an insult or not.
It's not an insult. It's not an insult.
Sure.
I'm so bad at role playing, I had to take a guy who's basically me.
Well, let's tell us about Bailey, John, if you can remember. Or
I'm
look
still
at the
bad at
character
role
sheet.
playing. I took a robot.
Sure.
Ben and I are bad at role playing.
Well, Bailey is her role is that she's like the heavy weapons and tactical person. And even though she's a tough guy, she's really scared of snakes.
Mm-hmm.
She has a trademark weapon, which is a submachine gun that she fires, and has a tendency to give a loud battle yell, a battle cry every time she fires it. Literally every time she fires it.
Yeah, that's one of her hindrances, right? It's a quirk.
Whether we're trying to be sneaky or not.
Well, once you shoot it, it's probably fine to yell it out.
That's true. And she also does not take insults very well, and she's very fast.
All right. Yep, she's quick, which we'll get into that at some point, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah.
Jagson is next, but he's not being played. Kaze is the next member of the crew.
1 second.
Kays is eating, which he likes to do.
Yes. Case is human engineer. He's basically he's described in 2 words, the hold up side, engineer and muscle. That's what Danny put for him.
That's right.
Let's see. Not a whole lot extra to him. I mean, he's not much of a like a fighter of some type of whatever soldier. He's got a light pistol and switchblade. So I guess he primarily his area, of course, is going to be engineering and those things. But he does end up having a few hindrances. He is curious. He wants to know about everything. Greedy. He's obsessed with wealth and material possessions. He's loyal. So he's loyal to his friends and allies. And he's got 2 edges. Mr. Fix-It. Gives me plus repair rolls in the halftime if it's I get a raise. And then Bronny, he's size +1, so he can use strength is 1 die type higher for encumbrance and minimum strength use weapons, armor, equipment. So
That's right.
pretty much all there is to him.
Oh, so I was going to say a little something special about each of these characters. So Bailey was trained with tactical armor, so she knows how to use basically power armor. If you think of 40K, she can use that stuff.
Sweet.
We
need to get some of that.
Yeah. Kays, he basically just likes to sit around and do. And he likes to sit around in low G and use like a 80-pound dumbbell to do curls for the girls. That's his thing. He's extremely jacked. He's got veins popping out of his veins. Which is weird because mostly all he does is sit around and work with circuit boards. He spends a lot of his time fixing. The Baird's Crypt has a lot of archaic AI systems, which actually help out a lot most of the time, but when they go down, like, they're almost impossible to fix, and he's the only one that's halfway decent at that. All right, Talus is next.
Talus is a robot. He's can't swim. Says it on his thing.
Yeah.
No, but he's overly cautious. He's got the robot mind, so everything he's got to analyze and overanalyze and then analyze again. And yeah, he's very much brains more than anything. His gender is beep boop.
That's right. He's 5 foot tall, but 350 pounds in regular gravity.
It's like a bowling ball.
So his so something special about Talus, he has a secret. I'm gonna click it. Talus, unbeknownst to most, but probably to most of the crew, he is actually the cloned mind of a human, which is illegal, and if found out, the authorities will have him shut down. Not only is he the cloned mind of someone else, but his brain is the way his brain is created is also illegal. He has a silicon carbon nano brain, which they originally were used to back up human brains, and that was made illegal going on 100 years ago, probably. But someone backed themselves up and shoved themselves into Talus. So he's basically a backup of someone from 30 plus years ago, and he's aware of it, but he's not too concerned about it, to be honest. All right, so basically he's a chip backed up into a silicon brain, running on a silicon brain.
I'm assuming that Zan does not know that secret.
Zand doesn't, because Lord knows he would tell everybody. All right, tell us about Zand, Matt.
Yeah, Zand is every ship has to have a loony. And Zand is the loony of this ship, mostly because he knows astrogation, and which is key. Not a lot of people know it, and if you want to get through those gates, if you want to be able to pilot around, you need somebody who knows astrogation. So, also people who know astrogation, because if you take a look at the science behind it, people who stay awake during a journey like that tend to go a little bit nutty. Could be that Zand at some point maybe didn't go into the cryo sleep exactly when he was supposed to. We're not sure. That's not common knowledge, and he is not telling about that. So as a result, he's kind of crazy. The most interesting things about him are really kind of his hindrances. He does have a big mouth. He can't keep a secret. So he'll tell everybody everything. He's delusional. He basically thinks there's a secret society that's out to get him, bugging him, spying on him, following him. And he's also impulsive. So he doesn't really think. He just does whatever. But to kind of combine with that are his edges. So he does have astrogation scholar, which gives him a +2 to his astrogation checks. He also has the humiliate edge, which gives him a free reroll when making taunt rolls, which is important because he does have the taunt ability. It's at a D4, but if you think about the way that Savage World works, that actually gives him a better chance of rolling additional dice. Um, so, which is something that was interesting, kind of with Brandon's guy earlier when he was talking about his switchblade. So he uses a switchblade, which gives him a higher chance of hitting that 4 and re-rolling, but his strength is so high
That's
that
right.
he rolls an extra D10 or something when he hits with that switchblade. So he basically just punches through people's guts with a switchblade because his strength is so high. He doesn't need a big like D8 and D10 weapon, right?
That's right.
Because he's already got it.
Yeah.
So the D10 gives him the big chance at a big punch, and the D4 switchblade gives him a chance just to keep on rolling. That's a pretty cool thing. So anyway, so that's Zan. Yeah, he's crazy. He's not too good at fighting, but he's number one when it comes to talking shit. So there you go. Which is why when I didn't get to participate in the I was on vacation for the first time in 19 years, according to Danny, I think, on the podcast. I got re-sleeved and had to go on vacation. So
I think I did say that.
yeah, which I thought was a nice what was it? What is that? Something carbon? I can't remember what it's called. But
Altered
anyway,
carbon.
altered carbon. Yeah, good altered carbon reference. So anyway, I didn't get to participate in the game testing part. So when I was listening to it, I felt like Danny specifically made Zand to be played by me. So that's why I picked him. So.
That's funny. He, yeah, I thought you would like him, but I didn't know which one you ended up picking.
It was a
Alright.
toss up because nobody had picked Jackson.
Yeah, I figured
So
he
it
would
was a
go
toss-up.
first. I figured he would go
Yeah.
first. That's like the fact that no one picked him really surprised me, and it's cool.
I felt like he was the obvious choice, so I didn't take him.
All right, maybe that's what all of you thought. I guess.
Maybe.
I just run a robot, man.
Yeah, that's true. Once you heard there was a robot, I remember you said that was what you were going to be before you knew anything about
I didn't
it.
even know what he did. I was just like, I'm the robot.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Well, I saw there were a couple female characters, and I figured nobody else would pick one, so so I did.
Nice.
Keep
All
in
right.
mind, he did this before anybody else picked.
Did you guys
Still,
go over
Just
I
this?
throwing it
knew.
out there.
Did you guys go over this thing when y'all were doing it, where you can click on the swords and the little newspaper thing, and it tells you about combat options and situational rules and
Oh,
stuff?
no, but I was wanting to tell you that. Yeah, all
That's
of
really
you.
cool.
Yeah, look at if you click on the swords thing on your character sheet towards the top right, it'll show you your combat options, which is also what's on that printout that I was showing you earlier, Ben. So it
Yeah,
tells you all the
I
different
kind
things
of
you can
figured that
do
when he said that.
in combat, and there's a lot you can do. And it tells you rules like when you're prone, or if you're entangled or bound or grappling, all that kind of stuff is on there. So this is the official Savage Worlds character sheet on Roll20. and it is legitimately helpful.
Why don't they do this with D&D?
Yeah, it'd be
It's
nice.
too complicated.
It'd be nice if they had a section like that just had like some common combat options and what the different
Right, that's
statuses.
what I was-
Basically a DM screen.
Yeah.
Well, really a player screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what the statuses are and know like oh I can do a push. Cool, right? So it's just an opposed strength check, things like that.
rather than having to think, when I'm grappled, is it 0 movement or do I have disadvantage on attacks?
Right. Yeah. Just being
And
able
I
to.
just also just figured out that if you need to tell the DM like real quick, like to double check on what any of your real simple abilities or whatever are, you just click that little person in the square, and it sends it to Danny. Kind of your character's main stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah,
does.
yeah.
Those are also shortcuts, I think. So
Yep.
you can click that and it pulls up all your basically like
Oh,
a
yeah,
condensed
yeah.
version of your character sheet.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can actually click on those links. So I can click Zan's agility. And
Yeah.
it'll roll it.
Look at that.
That's pretty nifty.
There's some
Don't
slick
you
stuff
think?
going on there.
Yeah.
Good job,
Some
Bold20.
some nerd
Now,
really went crazy with the programming here.
Right. All right. So
do the same for D&D now.
yeah. Any questions or anything about your characters or the setting or anything before we just kind of get into it here?
No, I think we got the references that we need to figure it out. So
Okay. Well, so your crew, like I said, you contract with Vol on a regular basis. That's the Viridian company. Basically run protection for supplies and that kind of thing. And you get a call from Velt.
All from Vol.
From Velt, who's your contact
Uh-oh.
there. Velt served with, so Anka, Bailey, Kays, and Zand all served together. And Velt served along with you. So Zand was actually on the command ship. You were one of the astrogation guys there. Kays was, of course, in engineering. Bailey was a Marine. She basically just got shot out of a tube along with a bunch of other people in heavy suits to attack stuff when necessary. And Anka was in the command program. Jagson was never in the military and basically just tries to keep his head down because he's a wanted criminal. Talus, of course, is just like a robot that folds up and slides under a shelf in the ship when you don't want to use him. Or if he needs to charge. So he's only 5 foot tall. He can fold down to about 3 feet tall. Wheels pop out from underneath him, and you can just slide him under the shelf.
yeah, turns into a little R2D2.
And he plugs in. Yep.
Bye, little astromech droid.
All right. So you get a call
Whereas
from.
my race is beep boop.
That's right. Your gender. Yeah, your gender is.
Yeah, that's what I meant. My
So-
race is
Should I
robot.
put it like
but my gender is beep boop.
1001110000101?
Yeah, which translates to beep boop.
Yeah, robot.
Velt contacts Anka and lets her know that there's a new contract. If you guys want it, it's to send some, take 4 supply ships to Garrock. Nothing you haven't done before. Although the main reason they're offering this one to you, there has been some issue with some pirates in and around Garrock. Apparently, the group calling themselves FAM, which you have heard of, it's the Free Alliance of Miners. Some more of the radicalized versions or segments of that group have been doing some raiding against Vol to they're tired of the fact basically the corporation owns the whole system, right? And
What's their stance on illicit drug use?
FAM?
Yeah.
They have not tweeted about it yet, or base tweeted, whatever.
Just wanted to know if we run into them, will it be totally lit?
Gotcha.
Nah.
They have not said anything about that. But Velt does tell you that the CEO is Boone Kinnear, which all of you know. You worked with him in the past. He's kind of an a-hole, but he has to get the job done. He was Anka's. Technically, he was all of your CO at some point, but he was Anka's direct CO. So Boone Kinnear, and he's on there as well. And he also worked with her father back when he was enlisted. So you know him. You've worked with him before. He's kind of an a-hole. He's 5'8", bald guy with a goatee. He is a jerk if people are like goofing off or anything and just doesn't put up with it. Not fun to be around, but does get the job done, which the Vol Corporation likes.
He owns some farms on Lagos. Boone's Farms.
That's right. He owns two farms on Lagos. So your crew is currently on Lagos. Lagos is a hot jungle planet. It's got a pretty high population. A little over 1 million people live there, and the gravity is basically Earth-like. It's like 0.88 G's. So if there's anything you want to do before you leave, you've got 24 hours before you have to be in orbit, basically.
Zan likes to call Lagos the stanky crotch of the solar system.
He probably does. All right. Yeah.
I'm here to drink.
Fun things about Lagos. The scientists here always tend to scan their food before they eat it. And the social elite here wear metallic, glow-in-the-dark clothing when they go out and about. And the commoners have a tendency to grab each other's shoulders and check each other's backs when they meet. And it started because there used to be a really serious parasite problem. We're talking fist-sized parasites that like to attach to spines.
What the heck?
Yeah. Not a problem for robots, though.
It's like a tick.
Yep. Fist-sized.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty much anything you can think of space-related is in Lagos. If there's nothing you need, we'll move on.
Well,
Are there
Bailey
lightsabers?
has no money, so I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I don't think anyone has any money.
Oh, that's so we're not going to so we're going to abstract money. It'll basically be a roll if you want to buy anything. We're not.
All
Can I
right.
buy a lightsaber?
Well,
So that brings up a good point. There's no laser anything except for like laser sights and guidance systems. All weapons are still basically ballistic weapons, except on ships. You know when it's not relevant. There's
Are there bolters?
I mean, there's guns. You can
Yeah,
get a
but,
50
like,
caliber gun.
bolters.
There's
Well,
not
I
explosive
want to buy
rounds.
one of those.
You
I
have
guess
you have
Bailey would try to
mods.
convince Anka that it would be good for the ship if she had a suit of power or armor.
Yeah, you cannot afford that. She says, I know, Bailey, and we're going to get you one. I promise. As soon as we have enough cash to deal with it, we'll do it. If Talus didn't keep breaking down, which is so expensive to fix, maybe we could do it.
So Talus,
Are
you
there
still
mo-
have
I
you
was
still
about-
have,
yeah, I
you
was
still have
about-
some mods open.
I have 5 mod slots.
Yeah,
What kind of mods would be available?
Bailey's more than willing to sell some of your mods for power armor.
So that's
I don't have any.
if you look at the Sci-Fi companion, page 38, that tells you the mods that you have, and I think you already have 2.
You've already got a couple, yeah.
You've got the
I do have mods.
You've got the Jack of all trades, which is
Those are mods.
I think all your edges are mods, aren't they, Danny?
Not necessarily, but
Construct definitely isn't a mod. That's just
he's got the armor mod and something else. Let me see.
Yeah, armor mod full body, because otherwise he would just die instantly.
Yeah.
I thought the Jack of all trades was a mod because that was like a slot Or you could just maybe that was just the way you were gaming it.
Yeah. Yeah, so the way his jack of all trades thing work, it does take one of his mod slots. So basically, it's like a plug and play. If you have a minute to access the ultra webs, you can download a program to do pretty much anything. That's what how your jack of all
I
trades
think he had
works.
hard cards with him too.
Yeah, he's got a certain number of cards. Basically, if he fails his jack of all trades roll, then he didn't have that card with him.
Right.
Well, once Bailey realizes she's not going to be able to get a suit of powered armor, she's like, I'm just going to go back to the ship and polish Aka.
All right.
I mean, Zen goes to a bar, but not because he likes to drink that much, but because he likes to tell people about all the adventures that he had. Back in the day, working for the what is it?
The
I guess
GEF.
the GEF,
When I was a
and
corporal.
and then tells him about how that's why how there's a secret society now that follows him around because of his special knowledge about astrogation.
Oh.
They want to know what I know, man. They want to know. They want to know what's in here. You know what I'm talking about? That guy knows what I'm
Hands
talking
up
about
blue.
over there. That guy.
There's plenty of people that are willing to go along with that in the bar.
So where would I find mods at? I'm looking.
Like on the planet or in the book?
No, in the thing, so I can look at them.
Page 38.
Yeah, you'd have to have like the PDF. I don't know if you got the PDF or not.
I don't have the PDF.
Yeah. Suffice to say, you don't have it. You don't have the cash to buy any of these. Like 5K
Okay.
is the cheapest one.
Oh, well, yeah, then never mind. I
Yeah.
thought they were cheaper than that.
You ain't got that kind of cash.
Danny, I guess they. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's one of the reasons you keep doing these supply runs. Depending on how it goes with what do they call those? With performance bonuses and everything else, you can make 4 or 5K on this one run over the course of a week. So, what did you want to say, Brandon?
I think Case is probably looking to see if he can pick up like any, I suppose, parts for the ship, especially if he can get these AIs to work better.
Yeah, give me a
Engineer
roll.
stuff.
Yeah, give me. I think there is a roll you're supposed to use when you're doing money this way, but just give me a persuasion roll. How about that?
Persuasion.
Okay. So you got a 1 and a 4. You get the 4 on your wild die, so a 4 is a success. Yeah, you're able to find some stuff, a few parts and things that are normally hard to find. That will probably come in handy if and when something breaks down on the ship.
No.
The cool thing about having a completely custom ship is that it does all kinds of cool custom stuff. The bad part about it is fixing any of it can be a huge pain in the butt.
Yeah.
All right. So you let me get my page pulled up here. All right. So the next morning, is there anything else anyone else wants to do before we go?
No, check my room do a bug sweep for devices like I do every night before I go to bed.
Right. All right. So you all get into the Bear's Crypt. All system checks are good. You're able to exit the atmosphere, and you wait for the call from Boone to let you know that the supply ships are ready to go. A couple hours later, Boone hits the comm. Who wants to pick that up? Anka never does.
Case will.
All right. This is Commander Kinnear. Is this the Baird's Crypt?
Yes, it is.
Captain Anka, please. Hello?
And she doesn't want it. He
No,
said,
she doesn't want it. Yeah, she always tells one of you to deal with it when it's him.
Tell her she's in the head.
well, I was about to say she's indisposed at the moment.
She's in the head.
Why is she
Say.
always indisposed?
It's got
Her-
Crohn's disease, man. It's a condition.
All right. Well, we're just about lined up for the run. We want us to send you the astrogation coordinates, or do you want to set them? Either way is fine with us. I know you have a good man there.
I can do it.
Yeah, we got it covered.
All right. If you can push those to us, we'll get ready to go.
All right.
All right. So
Copy
as we
that.
do that, let me transfer you guys to the Baird's crypt, so you can see it.
Ooh,
It's moving.
it is.
Yeah, the map moves.
Yeah, it's a animated map I picked up here for you guys.
Which part of it moved?
If you go to the aft section, you can see the engines and everything moving back there.
Oh,
like
I must
phases.
have disabled that. Hold on.
Yeah, I got to do mine.
I didn't even know that was a setting.
How do you disable that?
Enable animated graphics. I have mine turned off.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty neat.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like the one on the event horizon.
Oh man.
So another thing, there's no artificial gravity. So basically, this layout isn't exactly the way it would really be. There's gravity while the engines are running, right? So the engines are pushing you in a direction, and there's gravity in the opposite direction. Does that make sense?
Oh, got some
Yeah.
glowing stuff going on there too.
Yeah. So it's basically ladders going down the central portion of the ship here, and right through here, and every little area would be actually vertically shifted, sort of. If you ever watched The Expanse, it's kind of like that. It's the way to
Yeah.
Yeah.
get gravity while the engines are running. All right, so up here in the command module, we have Anka, Zand, and Talus. Bailey, I just got Bailey sitting at the table having a snack. Jagson is in his room sharpening knives, and Case is making sure all the engines continue to work in the back all by himself, and having to answer calls from Boone for no particular reason.
From now on, we should just make the robot do it.
Boone lost it last time Talus answered.
He'll be happy to answer the phone.
All right, so if you're going to do the astrogation, Zand, give me an astrogation roll. See how well you guys get to Garrock.
I'm gonna do it. Ooh, good thing for the wild die.
Yeah, it's another 1 rolled on your regular die. All right, a 5. Those are perfectly serviceable astrogation routes. You're not overly happy with it, not your best work, but it'll get you there just as good as pretty much anybody else would have done it. Not as good as you could have done it, but okay.
Yeah, it'll get us there.
Yeah, if you had time, you'd go and rerun them, but you know Boone will be a pain in the butt if you take any longer. So you punch those through, and you get going.
Sending the coordinates over. Boone's Farms.
These names are all generated, but now I almost wish I had done that on purpose. All right, it's Commander Kinnear.
No, this is Zand.
The that was an officer telling you that anyway. You don't call him Boone, you call him Officer Kinnear.
You call him Officer Kinnear.
Or Commander Kinnear, it's not officer.
What? I'm really confused.
Nothing. These coordinates aren't that great. He punches off the line.
It'll get you there.
All right. So you've got, I think it's a 4-day trip from here to there. from Lagos to Garok. Things you know about Garok is it's sparsely populated. It's pretty much all miners, mining families. There's like 40,000 people population, and that's when all the miners are actually there. There's almost no atmosphere outside of the a couple of stations that are basically just domes right now. It's got a little over half Earth's regular gravity, and it is a rocky planet. Not much vegetation or anything growing there. It is still in the middle of being terraformed very slowly.
Kind of like Mars during Total Recall.
Yeah, maybe kind of like that, with a lot fewer people.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do? So let's do a thing while we're on the way. We're gonna do a couple of interludes. Anybody want to volunteer to do one before you know what they are?
I mean, I've done one before. I'll do one.
All right. So the way, let me find the rules of the. This is a new book to me. The interlude rules. In here,
I thought we'd done them before.
we have done them before. This is actually this. So they have a new edition of the rule book. Here you go, Matt. If you want to try to look at it, it's so most of the rules are the same, but they've streamlined some stuff like the way shaken works, and things like that, which are pretty nice in my opinion. All right, interludes. Here we go. Oh, I saw it on the header. There we go. Finally. All right. So what we're going to do is Matt is going to draw a card from the. It's not the adventure deck, is it? Let's see. No, it's not that one.
Just from the playing cards.
No, it's that top deck right there, the action deck.
Okay.
Will it let
All
you
right,
draw
I'll
a
go.
card?
Yeah, one card.
Yep. And just drop
Doing
it
it
down.
now.
And then just drop it down on the table so we can see what it is. If you can. There you go. All right. So
Yeah,
you got the
it just takes a
queen.
couple clicks. Queen of Spades.
Clubs.
Oh, sorry, clubs. Yeah, sorry. I think my screen gets a little blurry with some of the animations. All right,
All
so
right.
yes.
So we need you to tell us a tale of misfortune from your hero's past, perhaps revealing something of his hindrances or a dark secret. As the group of you are sitting around the table one evening.
Well, I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but back in the old days when we were flying for the GEF, I was the head astro navigator on a ship, and we were about to make a jump through one of the gates to a system. We had to get out fast because we were being pursued by enemy ships, and so we got hit by enemy fire on our way into the gate, and I was supposed to be in cryo, but I wanted to jump in last minute because I knew we were being pursued, and if we got shot in the wrong place, it could just totally throw us off, and we could end up, just spaghetti-ized all over the floor, just guts and stuff. And so I was still awake when we got shot, and we popped into the gate, and so I had to, while we were going through the gate, I had to fix part of the navigation unit that got damaged by the enemy fire. And so I spent probably about 180 seconds awake and conscious during gate travel. And I saw things. I saw some of the truths of the universe, and that's why they're after me. So they want to know what I know. But anyway, they'll never catch me. I'm too smart.
Any responses from any other characters from that? I'm going to give you a beanie for that, Matt. Here you go.
Thank you.
Bailey is going to give a deep eye roll. 'Cause she's heard stories of how he's been chased before.
All
This
right.
one didn't sound any more believable than the last 47.
You
All
were
right.
in cryo. I saw that.
All right. Anybody else want to do an interlude? It's a free beanie if you do a good job.
Hmm.
I heard it.
Ben doesn't want a
Give
beanie.
me a minute.
Pussies.
All right. Yeah. You,
I can't even really think of one.
well,
We
I'll
can-
give you like what kind of story to
a
tell
prompt.
based on what you draw. Yeah.
Yeah. The cards determine what you could draw or what you say.
Sure, I'll do it.
All right. Draw you a card and drop it on the table.
Can't wait to hear what a robot with a human brain has to say.
The 30-year-old backup of a human brain.
Right.
Hold up. How do I drop it on the table?
You should be able to.
Drag it out of your hand.
Yeah. You should be able to just
Did I
drag
just
it on
do
the
it?
table.
No, that's that card there. Oh,
And
here
put
we
it
go.
in your hand. So yeah, there
There
you
we
go.
go. I was just trying to grab it from the thing.
The Ten of Hearts.
10 of Hearts. All right.
Ooh.
Give us. So this is you practicing a skill. What skill are you practicing, and how are you doing it? So what is when no one else is paying any attention to Talus? What skill is he practicing? And what's he doing? You can look at your
He's
skills.
practicing.
And it doesn't have to be one of the
What
skills
is-
that's actually listed. If you up next to skills, if you hit the wrench and the hammer, it'll give you a list of all the skills, not just the ones that you're
Oh, okay.
able to use.
Is there like an intimidation skill?
Not that. Oh, that one works too. There is an intimidation skill. Yeah.
He's gonna practice doing that.
All right. So how does that work? Does he set up like a hollow person for him and try to intimidate them? What does he do?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. he he just starts trying to act very menacing, and it seems really good to him, but it really K2SO from what was it, that one Star Wars one? I forget it.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. It just sounds a lot like him. He's saying very mean things very kindly.
All right. Give us a for instance. What's something he says?
I don't know.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do you?
He's like trying to intimidate information out of them. So he says, "Where are they?" But just very kindly.
Where
It's
are
like,
they?
Where
where
might
are
they
they?
be?
But he's like looking very menacing.
All right. I'm gonna give you a beanie. All right. Good
I'll give
job.
it a try.
So what you're
Hey, I
saying is
tried.
your
It's hard to
character is
do a
being
robot.
voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Sure.
All right.
We'll roll with Firefly guy.
Paul Rudd.
All right. So that's so all of you are completely aware that Talus is trying to become intimidating because he doesn't have his own room. There's a shelf in the captain's flight cabin up here that he just slides underneath. So he just sits there with a little holographic person's face in front of him and like tries to question it when he doesn't think anybody's paying any attention to it. And you can find that
Nice.
endearing or sad or whatever you all would like to find it.
Maybe a little concerning.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
What deck do I pull from?
Oh, you want to do one? Yeah.
Sure.
All right, just from it's the top deck there in the
Adventure deck?
Yep.
Okay. Draw one.
Drop it on the table for us.
Come on. One more.
Yeah, I think they said you can drag it
Mm.
out. There
Jack.
it is. All right, Jack of Spades. So all right, so this is the third day of your travel. You tell everyone a story of a difficult obstacle that the group negotiated along the way. So like, on this trip, what's something difficult and troublesome that happens that you all deal with? Could be a problem with the ship or whatever you want it to be.
Let's see. One time we hit some space debris.
Well, so this is like
Um,
during this trip right now. This is what happens. Something happens.
Wait, so we're not talking about time in the past that something happened. What?
Right. Yeah, this is something that happens like on the third day of the trip. Yeah, what
Oh,
happens?
so something's happened. I'm saying what we're going to be going through.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I mean, it was a really tragic, horrible event. And I mean, it really shook the whole crew. But they bound together and worked together to finally fix the coffee maker after it broke.
The coffee maker goes down. Why isn't the coffee maker working when you finally figured it out? What was causing it to not work? Is it like the buggy AI was angry that it couldn't have coffee, or what was going on?
No, we found out that some type of unidentified um, ooze or something like that started growing in it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's not good. All right. Yeah. So you have to clear out some ooze from from one of the circuit board areas to get the coffee maker to start working again. That
Had to use a few parts from Talos, but
that could be bad in the future. That could be a sign of worse things to
or I
come.
mean, Kay's also suggested that they just install a coffee maker in Talos and
Oh,
it'd be a lot faster about getting us coffee.
right.
Can we put one of those ones in them where you put in the little plastic pods, little pre-made ones? You know, the prefab ones. You know what I'm talking about? What are those called? You know what I'm talking about?
Pods. They're called
One of
pods.
those.
All right.
I said to always cut mine open to make sure there's no poison in it first.
All right. Day 4. Let's see who's working the systems up here at the front. Talus and Zand. I want both of you to give me a notice check as you're approaching Garrock.
Is that under skills or attributes?
It should be under skills.
Oh yeah,
Notice,
there it is. Sorry,
yeah, notice should be
got it.
standard skill. All right, so 5
Man,
from
either
Zand.
rolling crap on the regular die or crap on the wild die.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be a pass.
Talus, are you going to roll me a notice check? Ben?
Robit.
Let's see
Yeah, I'll try it. I'm rolling the same thing, right? Notice.
Notice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
4. All right.
Pass.
You both notice on your screens you're running ahead of the other ships, so in case trouble comes, you're on the slow down now part of the trip. So your engines are pointed at Garrock, right, and running to slow you down, so that you'll be going slow enough when you get there to be able to do an orbital entry. And you both see 3 small ships with no transponders going, which is a sign to the both of you that these are probably pirates.
Captain Anka,
Yes.
looks like we got 3 pirate ships on the way.
All right. She immediately puts everyone into order, calls everyone into order. Bailey, get on the guns. Kay's get ready to give us extra engines if we need it. Talus and Zand, get ready to help with piloting or anything else that we need. So we're gonna run this.
Does Kate, does she man all 4 guns?
Who, Bailey?
Bailey, yes.
No, she doesn't necessarily man all the guns, so someone else can certainly help her. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
They're coming at us from the front, right?
Well, it'd be from the back, from the rear,
From
actually.
the stern.
Yeah, but you can cut engines and spin the ship as needed to deal with incoming a-holes, as Zand probably calls them.
Well, all right. We got a pretty good weapon on our stern.
Yeah. Can the autocannons on the left and right, can they be flipped around to face backwards?
Let me see. Let me check this thing out again. The they are fixed, so no, they cannot.
Fix the port, fix the starboard, yeah.
Okay, so basically we need to flip around if we're going to defend ourselves.
Well, no, you've got to the stern, you've got a heavy MG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one set of guns versus 3 if we flip around.
No, because it's basically they're fixed. So we've only got one weapon shooting no matter which side of the ship they're on, I think is what he's saying.
No, so
Or do they point forward?
the ones on the sides point forward. Yep. Yep.
So do we don't have anything that can flip out to the sides and shoot?
The only thing that you have for that is you have one torpedo tube, and
Okay.
you've got a couple of torpedoes you can fire, and they are self-targeting.
Okay. No, yeah, you're right. Then we need to flip around.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's turn and point our guns at them.
I'm guessing are you gonna man
So,
the
here's
medium autocannon on starboard?
So here's what we're going to do is everybody's going to take an action. You, as the crew, can choose who does what in what order, and you'll all help or hinder each other, depending on how well you roll. Okay.
Okay. I guess I guess I'll be at one of the weapons stations.
All right. We'll just say for the sake of argument that weapon stations are downstairs on the ship, but we're not gonna. I didn't load up the downstairs schematic, so we'll just.
Are we assuming that Captain's already flipped the ship around?
No, so basically everything that's going to happen is going to be up to you. We're going to be assuming that she's giving orders, and you're all following them.
But she's the pilot, though, so she's the one who has to flip it.
Well, so you can do it with an astrogation or a piloting check. You can flip it. Talus, I mean anybody up in the front can flip it.
I'll try to. We're
Do you
talking about
have
flipping the ship, right?
Yeah. Do you have piloting as a skill?
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, it's loading up. Piloting, yep.
What's your piloting at?
A D6.
Okay. Yeah, once you do that, and then I'll try to man one of the guns.
All right, and we'll say that Anka is giving orders to the 4 supply ships to try and get them to disperse. Ooh, okay, so
John, are you manning the minigun on the bow?
Yeah, I guess if whichever weapon's the most important, I would probably do that one and leave the others on AI control or let somebody else grab one. Let's see, what's the rate of?
It looks like 1,000 round drum.
Yeah, I'll do that one. I'll man the minigun.
All right, so Talus goes first. He flips control over to his station and does a gut-wrenching flip of the ship, just like a flip and spin.
Holy crap!
to line you up. Yeah. With
That
an
was an 8 on his piloting plus a 4 on wild die. That's a pretty good roll. So that was with a raise.
Yeah, that's a success
Because
with a
it's a
raise.
D6, yeah. So I rolled a 6 and then a 2.
Yeah, so that counts as 2 successes. So you need 5 successes from the 4 of you to
Awesome.
get through this. So he flips around and actually manages to dodge some incoming fire from these ships as he does so. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll do it. I'm gonna taunt. I'm gonna get on the whatever the communication system.
Mm-hmm.
Start bad mouthing the pirates.
All right, you're going to try and
Taunt.
them. All right,
Yeah.
go for it.
You stinky no good. Y'all's mothers tossed you out the port when you were born because you so damn ugly.
All right,
Boom.
that's a
Oh,
2
5.
man.
successes.
Well, 5 is 1 success. Do you want?
Oh, was it
to-
1?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 4 plus 1. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's still a success. I'm fine with that.
You stick with that. All right. You see, they start to fly a little more erratically from the taunts from Zand, firing in towards the ship. Let's see here. Look at the ship again. Some shots come in, but not in any great amount. Let's see what they do. Yeah, they just basically like plink off the armor. You guys hear it like hailstones, basically plinking off of the sloped armor of the Beard's Crypt. Not even close to doing any damage to it.
Who
Alright.
taught you how to shoot, your one-eyed incestual uncle?
All right, who wants to go next? That's either Kays or Bailey.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
All right. So, in addition to the rumble from the engine, you guys feel a new vibration start up as the minigun's barrels begin spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get up to speed, you hear the familiar brrrt noise, and from somewhere below decks, you hear someone yelling, "Minigun!"
Suppressing fire.
No, she says minigun.
No, I was just making an Archer quote.
Oh, that's her quirk. Whatever weapon she uses, she yells its name.
If I get a chance to shoot a minigun, I would be doing the same thing.
All right, so give us a shooting roll.
All
Stab
right.
you with a fork.
Oof,
Uh-oh. I rolled a 2. That was terrible.
looks rough. Do you want to?
It's funny that you're at a -1 for shooting.
That is weird that I'm at a -1 for shooting.
That doesn't make any sense, to be honest.
Why am I at a -1 for shooting? I have a -1 mod on here for something. Oh, I think it's because I was doing the rapid fire with my gun last time.
Yeah, you need to set that back to 0.
All right.
So that's still only a 3, though. So that's a 3 and a 2. That's going to be a failure, unless, of course, you want to spend a Benny to reroll it.
Yeah, I'll spend a Benny. I mean, this is what I live for.
Mm-hmm.
It's combat. All right, let's try this again. A 7.
7. It's much better. All right. So you rip into the lead ship, and you see its hull integrity just goes to crap, and it just sort of like poofs in the distance on your scope. You see what appears to be a trail of urine coming out of one of the other 2 ships. Although you can't be certain.
It just vents directly outside.
That's right. Yeah. All right, Kays. It's all up to you. They need one more success. What are you going to do to help here?
It's not. He probably needs to stay in engineering in case anything happens. So,
Sure. You want to try to?
he's going to redirect power. Do we have shields, or is it just
No.
we don't have shields? Do we? Never mind.
They're physical shields. It's physical armor.
Yeah, I mean, make sure we pushing power to weapons and maneuverability. stuff like that, probably.
All right, you're gonna punch power into the weapons and engines.
Yeah.
All right, give me some. What's that gonna be? I don't think engineering is a thing. Electronics, maybe? Is that a thing you got?
No.
You don't got the
Repair.
electronics.
What's that?
Excuse me, I said you don't got the electronics.
I don't have an electronic skill.
No, you don't. You can give me
I
hacking
have a
instead.
repair skill.
You can give me hacking.
Okay.
Pretty much anything you do with this ship is hacking anyway.
Hey, look at that! Another success.
All right, a 4. That's just good enough to succeed. All right, you're able to talk the AI into giving you a little bit more power for the shield, not for the shields, for the engines and the weapon systems. It's stubbornly refusing and trying to push extra power into the coffee machine because you told it that was so important. But you eventually managed to get it to concede and shift that power into the weapon systems for Bailey
All right.
and the engines, which Talus is able to push the ship out of the way. Let's see, the last two fire a couple shots. 15 damage, I think, is not enough to actually pierce the armor of the Baird's Crypt. It has a toughness of 29. So yeah, you guys hear a few more shots plinking off of this thing, and they cut engines and change trajectory. They veer off. At this point, Kinnear pops up on the screen and says, "This is Commander Kinnear. Great job, Baird's Crypt. I'll put you in for a commendation. You vaporized that lead pirate in a hurry. I think that did the trick. Thank you for seeing us here safely."
You got it.
He kind of huffs, obviously annoyed that the captain continues to ignore him. And then he says, "We'll see you there. We need you to do a pickup and retrieval for Vol." And he just kind of angrily turns off the display.
Forget that commendation.
What?
So don't forget that commendation.
The commendation. Yeah. Right.
Getting all hefty.
He may forget that at this point. All right, so that was a quick encounter, which probably seemed pretty quick. That's what it's supposed to be. Just everybody takes an action.
It was, in fact, a quick encounter.
And as long as nobody fails, nothing really bad happens. Your ship, the Baird's Crypt, completely outclassed those guys. Each of them had like maybe one autocannon or something on them. Not anything too great. Definitely
They're not very good pirates.
So they probably really did pee.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at you get a look at those ships as they head out. Those are basically just repurposed mining vessels. So you can kind of make of that whatever you'd like. Maybe they are FAM ships, or maybe they're just radicals out here. But
that doesn't make any sense.
There's a
How
lot
would
of
they
people.
attack us?
Yeah, well, so for supplies, there's a lot of people out here barely making it who refuse to kind of sell out to Vol, and they have a hard time getting supplies since most of the supplies are specifically sent here by Vol. All right, but you made it to Garrock, so you're able to land safely on the planet. Is there anything? Well, is there anything you want to do on the way down?
I guess turn back around.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do I need to make another roll to do another epic fishtail?
No, I will not make you do another roll. You're able to
Oh.
slow down. You might have to go one extra orbit around the planet before you're able to land to slow down. But
we lost Craig.
Oh shoot! Did we?
We did in fact lose Craig.
Yeah. Did it just now happen?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's Craig come back to us. Let's see if he'll come back.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling Craig is not going to come back.
All right. Well, we might.
Well, no, Craig.
We'll just have to pull audio off the video. That's all right. Dang you, Craig.
Damn it, Craig.
All right.
Craig got too drunk and passed out.
Okay, so you land on Garrock. It's probably a good stopping point if you want to stop here, or we can move forward. It's up to you guys. Oh,
Hey,
he's back.
Oh,
No.
well, no, he
Oh,
passed out again.
oh.
Always got to blame it on something else.
Jeez, Craig, go get you some Doritos, bro.
Since Craig died,
I think
and
we ought to just stop. Yeah, I was about to say the same.
Okay, I was gonna have another chance. All right, we can stop there. So we'll pick back up next time as you get onto the land in Garrock. Let me see.
Now recording.
Oh, Craig.
What? What is happening? Yeah, so we're about to land on Garrick, and
Yeah,
that's it, Craig.
that's
I
right.
gotta say, I'm impressed. He went from a lone Cardassian traitor / spy.
Now recording.
Now he's his own planet.
Oh,
Who
funny.
are you talking about?
Garrick.
Talus. No, not Talus. Garrick.
Garrock? I have no idea what you're talking
Deep
about.
Space Nine.
No,
Cardassian.
no, got nothing.
Oh,
No, me neither.
I stopped at Deep Space
I
8.
got the reference.
Well, I appreciate you, Brandon. Like DJ Khaled.
Craig is actually back.
What up?
That's ridiculous. All right.
He left, then he came back, then he left again. Now he's here.
Yeah, he's having a hard time.
Doesn't he realize that role-playing games are cooperative events?
Right.
No, I mean he's just an intern, man. What do you want?
All right. So we'll
Well,
stop
I'm
there.
not recommending that we hire him at the end of the summer session.
Mm. All right, we'll stop there. What do y'all think about, well, especially those of you who haven't played Savage Worlds or haven't played in a while? What do you think about the rules so far? I know we haven't gotten really into any
It's good.
combat.
Yeah, no, I like
Smooth.
it. Seems like the system is there's a lot of options, but it all boils down to like very simple mechanics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost always trying to roll a 4.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I think the simplicity of the mechanics allows you to concentrate more on being creative, which I think is the whole. I mean, having met the people who designed the game, feels like that's probably the whole point.
Well, I took very neat notes for next time.
Oh wow, that was very neat. So so just a question for my own future DMing and GMing. Did having that Trello board with all that background information, was that good and useful?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
cool.
I hate to put more work on you, but unfortunately, yes, it was super helpful.
Well, it helped since we didn't create these characters. You know,
Right.
being
Well,
now like
yeah.
if we had created the characters, we'd at least know. I mean, still all the other stuff, the NPCs and the places and all that, that helped.
I mean, the ship and the description of the ship was definitely key because, I mean, I was looking at that before we really got started, and so quickly had to pull up a ship's direction diagram on Google because I don't know that stuff. I don't go sailing, so but yeah, it was helpful to know all the information about the ship and the different organizations. When you mentioned that guy, see Boone Kinnear. I mean that I'd already read about him, so that was helpful. So yeah, unfortunately for you, they are helpful.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I might try to put something together like that for the superheroes game when we do that. But we are going to create characters for that one, so that'll probably help too.
Ooh, I have a
Cool.
lot of ideas.
It's going to be like the boys.
Well, Matt, it's a shame that you've never been sailing because it takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Just a dream
Yeah.
in the wind to carry me. Soon,
I'll
would be
come
free.
sail away. I'll come sail away with you. I will.
You're a liar. You won't even come to Goblin's Gaming Con.
That's true. When it's in the
Come
same
on
state
now.
as you.
They can
I'm
slow
gonna
down.
drive
Well,
by.
anyway,
I'm gonna drive by and throw liquor at your house with a rag stuffed in the top and flames.
Ooh, Sounds
Wow.
delicious / dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a new kind of bourbon delivery system. I've seen it's all the rage out in Seattle, Portland.
Oh man. All right. I don't know what use Craig has been, but he needs to get out of here. Get out of here, Craig.
Yeah. See, Craig. Yeah, I was